All right, let's do this, Mitch. It's a 5-minute post-game points podcast because we have breaking news with the Montreal Canadiens. And I know that we just dropped an episode, but at the same time, we got more news to get to. Dominic Ducharme has been fired. Didn't last a year with the Canadiens, Mitch.
No, didn't last a year, Sean. The date he was hired, February 24th, 2021. And we are February 9th, 2022. So less than a calendar year. And man, oh man, you just think about the roller coaster of a ride that it was for Dominic Ducharme going to the Stanley Cup final last year against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then just a few months later, being part of one of the worst teams in franchise history and being fired in the month of February. So yeah, the highest of highs and the lowest of lows for Dominic Ducharme, who unfortunately for him is going to be seeking employment.
Yeah, I think it just reached a breaking point with Ducharme and the Canadiens. And I know that Jeff Gordon probably doesn't want to be labeled a liar because he said he will stay the rest of the season. But, when push comes to shove, sometimes you just have to make a decision. And it seems that with all the change and everything that's happened with the Canadiens and that last loss, they just needed something. They need a new voice, a new head, a new direction, something to change within the locker room. And that's why Dominic Ducharme, I know, Mitch, like you and I, we've had a previous relationship with Dominic Ducharme riding the buses with the Montreal Juniors. So, I feel for the human being, but this was a tough situation for him all season long. Let's be honest, with the injuries and the COVID protocol that they had to get to. But we never really saw what we saw in the playoffs last year, not once. And they were known for having a lesser skilled team and putting out the effort. It was like the reverse this year. They had the highest paid team. I know the lesser skilled was there, but they never really put out the effort this year. And at some point that lands on the coach.
Yep, it has to land on the coach. We heard Josh Anderson after the game yesterday saying that he was embarrassed by the way the Canadiens have been playing lately, specifically that game against the New Jersey Devils. I'm a little bit surprised it didn't happen during the week off, Sean. At the time that we're recording this, we don't know who's going to replace Dominic Ducharme. And I just think that when you look at the team,
guess below. You
could guess in the comments section and see if you're right. It should happen at some point this afternoon. I think that when you look at the way the Canadiens have played, however, the effort wasn't there. But also, if you're Kent Hughes, Jeff Gordon, you want to use this time to be able to evaluate your team. And if the team isn't playing for the coach, or there is no structure, or everything is just so miserable, it's really hard to see which players are playing poorly because of that, or which players can't be part of the solution. It's just it makes evaluation a nightmare, I think. So that's why I think it was probably the right move. Look, I've been a big defender of Dominic Ducharme, and I think people got on him way too early for a team that was injured and had all sorts of reasons as to why they were underperforming. But at this point, with how bad things have gotten, I think that this move had to be made. And we'll see if it has any effect directly on the ice. I wouldn't expect the Canadiens to continue getting blown out in games and not even be close to where they should be effort-wise.
It kind of goes into what I was talking about, some of the players. If you should send them to Laval or send them to Montreal, you could start building next year now. And maybe that's what Jeff Gordon and Kent Hughes were thinking about, saying that we're not building anything with this coach. And if you and I are looking at each other saying this is not our coach, we need to go get the coach we want right now. No interim, no nothing. And that's why we're waiting for that announcement, because it doesn't look like it's going to be in-house. It looks like it's going to be out. So maybe they're bringing in someone just for, hey, he's going to coach the rest of the year for 2 years and we'll make a move later on. But I think that there's a reason why they're doing this now. They want to build something moving forward. It'd be interesting if Dominic Ducharme leaves and coming in would be like Pascal Vincent, who he worked with the Montreal Juniors. He's a different variety. He's a little bit more of a hard ass, not much patience with his players. He's been waiting in the wings for a very long time to become a head coach. I don't know if that's the guy. I'm just throwing that name out there because it will be thrown out there until we actually get official word.
Yeah, and, I would think more so we're going to see an interim coach than somebody come in immediately and then maybe reevaluate things in the summer. Maybe it could be JF Uhl. Maybe it could be Luke Richardson / Alex Burrows to avoid the language barrier. We'll see what happens there. But, Sean, just feel a little bit poorly for Dominic Ducharme, put in a tough situation, and today pays the price with his job.
All right, your thoughts below. Breaking news, Dominic Ducharme is gone.